to Chislehurst War Memorial.
Driver, slam that handbrake. They always do that, fam. Especially these Plumstead bus drivers, they just thump the handbrake off. And you know the weird thing about buses' handbrakes, man? Buses' handbrakes actually make noise. Cars' handbrakes are silent, fam. Like everything on buses is noisy compared to cars, fam. The engine, they don't even need you don't even need to take the exhaust muffler out to actually hear the engine or a bus, fam. You're always hearing it. Regardless, with a car, fam, if the muffler's there, if the engine's quiet as fuck, man. But a bus's engine, you can always hear it. And that's why I always prefer buses to cars, and that's why I always prefer them. Because by default, buses are loud, they've got so much features. Cars are nice, but they don't compete with buses. The only thing cars have that's better than buses, I'd say, is just the speed. They're able to reach higher speeds. But then again, if you take off a bus's rev limiter, like let's say the bus's like red line is 3,000 RPM, if you increase that to as much as the usual car engine's red line, like let's say 8,000 RPM, a bus would probably be able to reach the same speeds as a car. Like for example, if you're on an E200 Voith and you set its red line to 8,000 RPM, it's just the RPM's limit that's keeping the thing limited. But then again, you'll have to install you'll probably have to install some proper engine cooling down kits in it, because if the engine's revving that high, it's gonna be hot in there. It's already hot as it is, but increasing the engine's rev limit, it's gonna make it 10 times hotter, innit? These are nice, man, but I'm just wondering when I'm gonna hear one with an exhaust leak or turbo leak, fam. Because we need to actually hear a MMC with the Cummins engine like this one with an exhaust leak. Because we've had it with a B5H ones, but that's not ADL's own chassis. I want ADL's own chassis ones. The E4, I'm talking about E4OD, E4OH, E2OD. Them chassis is there. I want to hear them with an exhaust leak on MMC. I haven't heard that yet.
Nottingham Road, Court Road.
You know what's interesting and smart about the concept of hybrids, yeah? the electric motors are actually like driving the thing, but the engine just gives the electric motors more power. That's literally it. See, the thing's literally driving itself. It's driving itself on electric mode, which is activated when the brake is pressed hard for like a certain amount of seconds. That's when it's activated. And then it comes back on after a certain amount of time the throttle's been pressed. The engine switches back into hybrid mode.
One 6-1 to Chiselhurst War Memorial.
See, it's called hybrid mode, right, when the engine switches back on, because it's using the electric motors with the engine together. If it was just the engine by itself, then it would be diesel mode, but because you can hear the electric motors, you can hear that, you can hear the electric motors with that crystal sound in it. So because the engine and electric motors are working together, it's called hybrid mode. But when the electric motors are only in action and the engine's off, it's electric mode.
Mortimer Road, Ravensworth Road.
But yeah, hybrid is like when two things are working together to power something hydraulically, I think. In it. I think that's like what hybrid it is. Two things like hybrid is like something to do with two parts, like two things like working together to drive something. But it's most commonly used for vehicles when electric motors and the engine are working together to drive the vehicle. Oh, okay, that was too late, innit? But we were going slow. See these PD drivers, man. They're actually piss takes, man. Actually, you know what? That was a bit too close, actually. So that was a bit too close because there's cars behind in it. That was a bit too close. So yeah, I don't blame him for not stopping. But why can't you just like quickly let him off from the front doors? Actually, because he doesn't know I pressed it in it, so yeah. It could be like people from upstairs that will take very long to get off the bus. Nah, he should have stopped. He should have stopped, bro. He should have stopped. Because it's traffic, man. It's long. It's going so slow anyway. So cars behind won't ram into you. just like that. Unless he's trying to not get sacked. Can't help but notice this car, fam. Just can't help it. The front looks wicked, but then coming towards the back is a bit. Actually, now the back still looks good, but the side looks a bit plain. Actually, no, I can't really complain. I can't really complain about the side like that. It could be a lot worse with today's cars, man.
Sorry, are you? Missed that one. Right, who wants to take their eggs? Yeah, it's big enough, isn't it? Right, hold it on. Right, that's
$36629.